Today on City Wrestling Radio, AEW is pulling back on pay-per-view dates. We get an update on Brandy Rhodes, and we have a full weekend of pay-per-views ahead of us. We take a look at both the King and Queen of the Ring, as well as Double or Nothing. All that and much more this week on City Wrestling Radio. Welcome back to City Wrestling Radio. It is May 22nd, 2024. I'm your host, Corey Smith, being joined, as always, by the co-host with the most ass, I guess, Mr. Jose Oseguera.
Hey,
how are you today, sir?
I'm doing okay. I have to take issue with one person.
Uno.
That would be myself.
Uh-oh.
I'm here to apologize to one Willow Nightingale.
Uh-oh, wow.
I did not foresee the magic you had in your pockets, Willow. I am sorry. I did not foresee what type of a champion you would be, Willow. I'm sorry.
She's great.
She's great. I mean, this last couple of weeks, she's been going above and beyond what I thought her limits were. She has no limits so far.
Yeah.
I'm really digging what's going on. I would also like to apologize to the AEW crew for the last couple of months. I mostly have maintained the idea that for some reason AEW doesn't know how to do storylines. Looking at this pay-per-view card up and down, it's chock full of story.
It's a weird there's a lot of stuff going on there for sure.
I am invested in I could say that I am invested in everything that's going on this weekend. There's not I'm looking at the card right now, and I don't see something that is not interesting.
Well, I mean, nothing that's not interesting for sure, but I think, you could nitpick it.
You could. I mean, the Chris Jericho stuff, you can nitpick. The Moxley stuff, you can nitpick. And I'm talking about strictly storyline, not, I can't wait to see this match. Because this, in terms of pro wrestling and, actual work rate, it's going to be an amazing pay-per-view, as always.
I mean, as always. But, we'll get into it at the end of the show.
Yeah.
We go through the whole card. But, like I said before, they're building Willow up, building her up just to knock her down. I said it a couple weeks ago.
I hope they choose the reverse action on that.
I would hope so, but
she's doing so good right now.
So let's get into it because we got a lot of stuff to get into. We talked about AEW a little bit, but there is some news coming out about AEW because apparently Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp has reported that AEW will tentatively be changing the date of AEW All Out from Sunday, September 1st to Saturday, September 7th.
Okay.
A whole 6 days. While this is yet to be formally announced by AEW, the cause is because, drumroll please, apparently customers don't want to spend $50 2 weeks in a row.
I mean, yeah, sure, you're right.
I mean, but this was something that was said when it was first scheduled, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just more of just like AEW not listening to their fan base, AEW not listening to critics saying, why are you putting on pay-per-view 2 weeks in a row? Unless you're, early TNA Impact or TNA wrestling, total nonstop action wrestling with their weekly pay-per-views that didn't sell.
And they're like $3 too.
Yeah. So it's just, to me, it's like, I'm glad they're doing this because but it's still one more week,
Yeah. But you vote with your wallet, and the fans voted with their wallets.
Yeah. No, I just, like I said, it's good for them to do that. Let it breathe a little bit. I think they should just pick between the two pay-per-views, though, in my personal opinion.
Sure.
So, what do you think about this?
No, yeah, like I said, you vote with your wallet. The fans voted with their wallets. Now we know how. Now Tony Khan has an idea of why attendance is so low.
Yeah,
maybe because San Francisco doesn't want to host a Dynamite, a Collision, a Rampage, and a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's overkill, man. It's overkill for one town.
Well, I mean, they do have that new thing coming up. I believe it was some town in Texas. They're going to be putting on some sort of AEW string of shows where they're going to be doing, I think, like 5 to 10 shows in one town, but over a couple of months. It makes zero sense to me at all for them to do that. But apparently, it's going to be some sort of, they're probably getting paid by the cities, big money, a lot of tax write-offs or things like that.
Yeah.
It just seems like more and more AEW is just making these weird decisions on, what to do but it's like being based on like as a fan,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you could sit there and say, well, Tony Khan's a fan. He's, less of a businessman, more of a fan when it comes to wrestling. At least it seems, but he's the one running a professional wrestling company and I'm not. So,
yeah. And they're trying to rewrite the rule book. Right, they're trying new things out. They're not going the traditional WWE route. They can't go the old territories route. That'll be insane. So I mean, throw the spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks.
To me, it's like, why try to fix what isn't broke?
Sure, yeah.
The pay-per-view thing for WWE is working.
Yeah,
why not just stick to traveling the world, one pay-per-view a month, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it totally has to do with ego. I know better than they do. I'm going to try something else.
It seems more and more. That's what it seems like.
Yeah,
from AEW. But one thing that's not being changed, I guess, is WWE NXT. I guess they won't be changing their days when they move to the CW this fall. In November of 2023, WWE announced that it has agreed to a 5-year deal with the CW, bringing NXT to the station. They unveiled their fall calendar the other day, officially confirming that NXT will remain on Tuesdays, 8 to 10 Eastern time. Apparently, according to the CW, the next generation of WWE superstars to the ring when NXT airs live every Tuesday, 8 to 10.
If it ain't broke,
watch that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'm glad. There was a lot of talk of, which day NXT will be moved to, if it'll be moved any days with CW, whether it will go head to head with AEW. But I think moving NXT again, it's just the date of it. It's probably not a good idea. And it's good that they're sticking with this.
Yeah. Why frustrate fans when it's unnecessary? Just, if it ain't broke.
Exactly. I think that's going to be the theme of the show today. Yeah. So I mean, hey, good on NXT,
CW and NXT.
CW, yeah. We got an update on Brandy Rhodes. Apparently, she is on the road to recovery. No pun intended. On Tuesday, she posted on social media that she's recovering from surgery after she was diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis.
Matriosis. Endometriosis.
She wrote that Mrs. Wife, Maurice, recent battle inspired her to get diagnosis and ended up being a precancerous tumors in her body that required surgery. This endometriosis, it's a lady thing. I mean, you go if you want to look it up, sure, but it's a lady thing, and good luck to Brandy.
Yeah.
I guess Cody tweeted out something like, "I just wrote my book and it has 2 lines. I love you, Brandy Rhodes." It's like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Random, but sweet.
Yeah. So a full hysterectomy. Wow. That's all, complete lady parts gone.
That means, I guess, good that they've had a child already.
Yeah.
In which case, and good luck to Brandy Rhodes,
Speedy recovery,
and the entire Rhodes family.
Reynolds.
So, well,
yeah,
they're the Rhodes. Come on,
they are. Yeah, you're right. They're the Rhodes to us.
They're the Rhodes to us, man.
Yeah.
Let's get into Monday Night Raw from this week. Because we got a lot going on and we got pay-per-views to talk about at the end of the show.
So glad this is the last Raw for Saudi Arabia. I am over what's been going on in WWE. I am over this whole King and Queen of the Ring thing. I can't wait till next Monday.
Well, the King and Queen of the Ring, it's seen a lot of detours, I would say.
Yes, it has.
And I think one of the biggest ones is the women's King of the Ring.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, we could talk about it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Lyra Valkyria is going to the finals of the King and Queen of the Ring, which
What?
is a little unexpected. But what was more unexpected was last week on SmackDown with Jade Cargill, losing to who'd she lose to?
You know what? Xfinity FU. I don't know. I don't remember. It didn't record that day. Out of all the SmackDowns,
Well,
it didn't record that one.
Bianca defeated
Tiff.
Tiffany Stratton,
Mhm.
and which was kind of a shocker because people thought Tiffany Stratton would be going to the possibly the finals. You know what I mean?
No, there was a little video that was shared on Twitter.
You're
on
right.
X.
So there was a video, as you said,
Mhm.
shared on X, with a scene of Stratton hitting Bianca in a match, just like a random scene from a match.
Mhm.
And it had a voiceover where it said like, "Take that, you black bee."
Mhm.
And fans seemingly online went, "What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Tiffany, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yes.
You were supposed to be the one we loved. You were supposed to be the Barbie. We're supposed
Oh
to
my
love
God.
you. You're supposed to be superficial, and we love you. We're not supposed to have you being a." Anyways,
Yeah.
so then that went down the road of people looking up her likes and her social medias and unveiling a lot of pro Trump likes on Instagram. Whichever,
Yeah.
Political views aside, whatever. But it was kind of a whole new view on Tiffany Stratton. You know what I mean? After that happened, it's kind of like, man, I was hoping to like her.
Mhm.
She's dating Ludwig Kaiser, who I have heard things about. I'm not going to say them on the podcast, but I've heard
Mhm.
things about, you know what I mean? Being not so nice of a guy to certain types of people.
He looks like a dick.
And so
he gives off that vibe.
he does. My, my girlfriend does call him the sassy Nazi. I'll put that.
Ooh, you tag that, copyright it now, ASAP.
But it seems that everyone thought Tiffany was going to the final. Now Bianca defeated that's right. Bianca defeated Tiffany, and Nia Jax defeated Jade Cargill.
Jade, yes, right.
Which everyone thought it was going to be the other way around with possibly, Tiffany and Jade going to the semifinals and one of those two going to the finals.
Mhm.
Now we have it kind of all turned around with Io Sky losing to Lyra Valkyria, which I don't think was supposed to happen. You know what I mean? I think that was changed on the fly.
Yeah.
I think Io was probably meant to go to the finals
Mhm.
instead of the bird lady flying to the top.
Oh God. Okay.
And then I think it was supposed to be either Io and Jade. Well, actually, when you think about it, it'd be Io and Jade, or it would have been Tiffany and Lyra, which I don't think they would have done Tiffany and Lyra. They could have to been like, this is a new era of women's wrestling. This is a new generation of women.
Yeah, and if you're gonna do it on any pay-per-view or PLE, sorry, if you can do it on any PLE, it's gonna be Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. But now, like I said, Lyra Valkyria goes to the finals to face either Nia Jax or Bianca Belair. And I mean, let's face it, it's probably going to be Nia Jax.
I mean, yeah.
And I mean, I think Nia's winning this time.
All hail Queen Nia.
I want her to come out to that Selena Vega. All hail Queen Nia.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Wasn't the guy who did, I think the guy who does the voice for like the Disneyland voiceovers, like did the thing for Queen Zelina. Like the
Really?
guy was like, "Welcome to Disneyland. You should be, check your bags at the front. Don't bring any weed in here."
That's an awesome get if she did.
So, but yeah, a lot of twists and turns with the men's Royal Rumble. We have Gunther going to the finals, which I personally was a little shocking for me because I thought Jey Uso was going to go to the finals and face Tama Tonga, which I don't think either of them are going now. It seems like it's going to be Gunther and Randy Orton in the finals.
Yeah.
But that does leave Jey Uso kind of open to do whatever,
Yeah. To
and so,
maybe not even get on the airplane.
well, we'll get into. Well, I honestly, there's a lot of talk about online, at least a lot of scuttlebutt of Jey Uso possibly being involved with this Wyatt 6 or Wyatt 5 group.
Hmm. Hmm.
A couple weeks ago, they started doing the Fireflies gimmick for him, seemingly out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
they turned the lights off and the Fireflies came out. And
Post
then,
France.
yeah, and so I wonder if it's just going to be something like, the Fireflies followed you, they chose you, so we have to come for you.
I mean, that makes too much logic. Sorry.
And I think that would be a really cool way, like a cool story for Jey Uso.
It would be.
Maybe not like joining whatever, like doing the Daniel Bryan route.
I was just about to say that.
Join
Yeah.
for a while and then fight out.
Yeah, totally. No, you make a very good point. They're doing the same thing with we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But not to that degree. To a lesser degree.
So we kicked off Monday Night Raw with Sami Zayn coming out, cutting an in-ring promo. He's asking why, people he's like, people are calling me crazy for defending against two different guys. But essentially he's taking out two birds with one stone. One is a business matter, the other a personal matter. Out comes Alpha Academy. Gable runs down his guys. Sammy kind of asks the rest of Alpha Academy, when are you going to stand up and stop taking this crap from him? And then we get a one-on-one match with Sammy and Chad Gable. Okay, what do you think's going on with Alpha Academy?
Do you know it's open to interpretation. We haven't gotten there yet, but let's go through the episode and then we'll figure it out.
All right. So we get Chad Gable versus Sami Zayn, who they had a fucking great match. Alpha Academy's ringside. Most of them are refusing to cheat for Gable, except for Otis, who eventually gives Sammy the weakest clothesline you've kind of ever seen, which led to a Chaos Theory backbreaker to Sammy, and Chad getting the pin and the win over Sami Zayn before the King and Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
Then we have an Io Sky video package, a backstage segment where showing that Cruz del Toro was taken out, most likely by Carlito. He did take credit for it later, but I kind of had a suspicion that it might have been someone else. I don't know why, but I don't know.
There was nobody there. It wasn't established for real. But who does Carlito have ties with?
Now he's like with the Judgment Day.
Yeah. So
kind of.
Yeah. So JD?
I think like week to week he's with the Judgment Day. Judgment Day's got too much shit going on. Okay.
Yeah. And did you actually see? I guess it was during the entrances they do early in the show when they're in the parking lot. Liv Morgan came out of a car,
with
followed by one Finn Balor, followed shortly after. That's interesting.
So I mean, and she does have she has a women's title match coming up.
And then later on in the show, we see a purple bandana on Dom, which then disappears later on, but it reappears on Liv.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
I love the internet.
Then we have Braun Breaker taking on, was it Kale Dixon? It wasn't Dale. I think it was Kale Dixon.
Was it?
Al Dixon.
Jobber Dixon.
Yeah. He gets speared to all holy hell. Braun seems like that guy who would just want to kick my ass for no reason in line at a Safeway. I know all my analogies always go to fighting with someone in line at a Safeway, but I go with what I know. But no, he just speared him to all holy hell.
Yeah, we need to figure out a fix because we can't have two Brauns rolling around everywhere.
Braun Breaker and Braun Strowman.
Yeah, this is confusing.
Yeah, this would have been fixed if Vince was here. He would have just been Breaker.
That's true. Or Strowman would have been Strowman.
No, he's already been there. He gets to keep Braun. Yeah. So then after that we have a segment they're putting they're putting Dale Dixon, Cal Dixon on the ambulance, and Adam Pearce yells at Braun Breaker, who's just saying like he's going to take everyone now, he's going to make his life a living hell because he didn't put him in the King of the Ring tournament.
So if you weigh 200 pounds, I'm after you.
Yeah. Watch out, jobbers. If you work in a local promotion and WWE's coming to your town, you better watch out.
Yeah. Don't be the security guard that day.
No, I think you'd want to be the security guard, right?
Well,
because you don't want to be the guy in the ring.
Sure, but those security guards are the first ones to get it when you try to break it up.
That's true. The security guard, that's the next level. You don't have to bump it that way.
You're right.
I just always want to be one of the guys who gets a drink poured on them in the crowd. Like I've seen it happen to people I know. Yeah. Like I was like, wait, when they're like San Jose, I'm like, that's not a real fan.
Yeah.
He is, but yeah. Then we have Lyra Valkyria versus Io Sky. I really hope Lyra Valkyria eventually comes out with more feathers. When I see her
not enough
fight, when I see her get into a fight, I want to see feathers just all. You ever see a bird just get shaken?
Or run into a glass wall? Yeah.
I want to see that amount of feathers.
Just
when she hits the ground, just feathers fly everywhere.
Cartoonish.
Yeah. Cartoonish amount of it. I want to see feathers just like blow out the side of the ring post every time she falls down.
Then I'd be interested.
Yeah. Because man, it seems like she's adding more red feathers, which I like, into her hair, and they were all over the place. And I loved it.
Oh my God.
So Io has control. So one thing about this, all these or at least most of these matches, not Braun Breaker, but most of these matches are all getting good timing on Raw nowadays. They're all going through commercial breaks. There's not a lot of the quick, 1, 2, 3, unless it's actually a squash match.
Yeah.
So Io has control for about 90% of this match. Io tries to roll up Lyra, but Lyra instead pins Io with a roll up after a series of attempts to, with back and forth moonsault. Io went for a stomp. But like I said, Lyra got the roll up and the win. After the match, the Bird Lady says she's one Nightwing away from winning the Queen of the Ring.
Why is Lyra the only one that gets in-ring interviews?
I like how every time she's in the ring, she has to make a bird reference.
Yeah.
Like last time, it really was like, I will soar as high as the raven, straight to the top. And I thought that was great. But now it's one Nightwing away, which I know is her move, the Nightwing Michinoku driver. And I don't know. I also like how she's Irish. So like every time there's her and Becky on the screen, they're just like, I'm Irish, you're Irish, we are both Irish.
Yeah.
And they have
Irish together.
Yeah, they have to like bring it up every single time. I'm Irish too. I talk about it with every Irish American person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with blood in them.
If LWO can do it, so can they.
The IWO, but I feel like that would turn into some sort of like Irish Republic Army type deal eventually.
Oh yeah, just stay away from that.
And then you see them all wearing the IWO shirts, like we are the Irish World Order.
Too far.
Then we have Truth and Miz backstage. They're talking with the New Catch Republic comedy. Basically, though, we hear that Miz is like, you can't keep giving out matches. You can't keep doing this or that. We have a match against the Judgment Day tonight, and you have to focus. And he says, it's okay. I have Andre the Giant in our corner. And Miz, says, I hate to tell you, but he's been dead for 30 years. And well,
has it been that long? Jeez.
30 years? Let's see. 2024. Well, he died 94.
30 years on the nose.
There we go. Well, I mean, did he? I don't know. Jackie backstage with Ilya Dragunov. He's still focused on Gunther, while Ricochet's still focused on Ilya. But who fucking cares? Because Braun Breaker spears Ricochet all to hell, and all you hear is,
oh my God, Rico.
I'm sorry. Every time somebody makes audible, it's the best moment on Monday Night Raw for me.
Yes. Okay, can you imagine the conversation he had with whoever the story guy is at that point? Be it Shane Helms or Triple H or whoever. All right, listen, kid, we want you to get in your finest suit. Show up to Monday night. We got something special for you. Okay, I'm here, guys. What am I going to do? Braun Breaker is going to spear you through this goddamn suitcase or whatever that is.
I would love if they didn't even tell him. Like,
oh no! Go talk to Ilya real quick.
Let's see. No producer listed for that. Everything, but apparently Pete Dunne did some producing for WWE Speed.
Oh, good for him.
So,
Because, they wearing thin over here with that character on TV.
he's got. Yeah. I don't know. I think what's his name? Tyler Bate. He's a little young and he's a little dorky.
Yeah.
Like when he was like leaving, he's like, "Alrighty, guys, I will see
Yeah.
you around." There was too many
Yeah.
points. So like, stop
Yeah.
pointing at people.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Come on.
Next up, we have Judgment Day backstage. This is when Carlito's back there, and basically Damian Priest tells him, that's cool that you helped everyone last week, but we're not here to keep you safe. The sign doesn't say APA outside. You got to handle your own business. And basically, he doesn't want the LWO sneaking around there.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Shayna and Zoe confronted backstage by the returning Sonya Deville.
Newly married, newly knee repaired.
Good. It was good to see Sonya Deville back.
Very good.
Is she not wrestling anymore?
Well, because she was like a co-general manager
for a long time.
SmackDown?
Yeah, and then she was out. I mean, there was that thing that happened when somebody tried to like break in her house, and I don't want to say try to kill her, but I believe they had a weapon on them.
Yeah, they're being evil. Yeah, that happened before she became GM, co-GM with Adam Pearce. But then she started wrestling again with Chelsea Green.
Oh yeah, but then she disappeared again.
She got hurt. She went into rehab. I was following her story along on the interwebs. She took time off since she was already healing from an injury to get married to a long-time girlfriend or short-time girlfriend. So she did all that, and now it looks like she's better and she's recovered and coming back.
And she's back, baby. Well, it's good to see her back. I like Sonya.
Yeah, me too.
Judgment Day versus Awesome Truth for the World Tag Team titles. I see it every week. I think Awesome Truth need to lose those titles. Like, I don't know. I don't know who they're going to lose them to.
Like yesterday. Yeah. DIY. We're big on the DIY title exchange.
Like, I think it's time. Well, I think DIY is going to be set up to have a title match against, what do you call it? The other ones, the Australian and the guy with questions.
Yes.
Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
Yes.
But Judgment Day versus Awesome Truth. Basically, Judgment Day isolates Miz. We have a hot tag to Truth. They both do the Cena comeback eventually. Double 5-knuckle shuffle to Judgment Day. Carlito begins to interfere, gets JD's foot's on the rope. Eventually, Braun Strowman comes out, and I believe they got. I didn't write down that they got the pin. They got the pin, right? Or was it DQ?
I believe they got the pin.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he chased McDonough around the ring, then he went into the ring, and then he got rolled up or something.
That's true. Okay. It is kind of weird how they just do the Cena gimmick. What is this team? Truth, Miz, and Braun. What?
Yeah, that's such a weird mashup. Let's call it.
And I get that it's not like a permanent thing, and I get that Braun Strowman is only focused on the Judgment Day, not really focused on teaming with Awesome Truth. But it's just like, what are you guys doing, man? Like, let's get this a little bit more concise. I want to see Truth and Miz lose those titles. Maybe it's not the right decision to put them on JD and Finn. You know what I mean?
I see no issue with it.
But I don't know.
It won't happen. Well, and maybe if Liv takes over Judgment Day, then it might happen.
Next, we have Becky and Lyra backstage. They're Irish. They love each other as friends.
Is that when they gave each other that handshake? And then Becky was like, "It's all right. We'll figure it out later."
She's like, I do love the new Becky because she is exactly how she sounds like as a real person. Mm-hmm. Like, she just doesn't really give a shit about anything, but is like trying like, yeah, you're good. Whatever. We'll do it later. I gotta go, busy boy.
Yeah.
But she's like nice about it. You're like, oh, all right, whatever. You didn't insult me. But Lyra's walking backstage. She runs into Liv Morgan. And Liv Morgan just gives her a cheap shot and just walks away. And Lyra just goes, what?
Why you hit me?
Why did you? I'm a bird. You don't hit birds.
I was waiting for R-Truth to come out and be like, why'd she hit you, dog?
She's like, oh, wait, you're not a dog. You're a bird.
Oh, that's right.
Sami Zayn is in backstage. He's in the locker room. That's when Bronson Reed walks in, tells him, he goes, don't be concerned about Gable, but be more concerned about him. coming up in the triple threat match in Saudi Arabia.
I don't like this big business thing. It's more money if I have your title. Oh, I am after the money.
Well, I mean, it is kind of like one of those original things, like the champion makes more money, like you know
Sure.
what I mean. So, but they need to establish it a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Well, it's been weird because Braun.
Bronson,
Bronson. Jesus, too many
Bronson, and
Bron.
Bronson. Yeah,
Jesus Christ. He's always been like they never settled on a character for him. And it's always been like, okay, you're gonna wear this suit and a gold chain. Okay, this week you're gonna wear your ring gear. Okay,
he's
this week
Jeff
you're gonna wear
Cobb.
sweats.
Like he's WWE's version of Jeff Cobb. Like,
Yeah,
he's Godzilla, and he's like the big guy.
Yeah, but then they put him in like a vest and a white collar one day, and a big ass gold chain, and now he's like in between all those gimmicks. I don't know. They got to settle on something. Like, is he a mercenary? Is he after the riches? Is he after the fame? What? They just
what never stuck
to a
with
point.
me is to that point when they're dressed in like their regular clothes compared to when they're in their ring clothes. Like the look of Bronson Reed in a button-up shirt with a gold chain and glasses does not really match Bronson Reed in the ring, where he has like this vest and his hair is all messy and he just has this singlet with like Godzilla print on it with like cities on it. That doesn't match. A guy who dresses like that outside of the ring would dress like with a single color, or he'll be a little bit more classy about what he wears in the ring.
Yeah.
So
100%.
but to that point, you see Sami Zayn walking around. He looks fine because he looks like a homeless guy in the ring. He looks like a homeless guy outside of the ring.
Consistency.
And I say that jokingly. He doesn't really look like a homeless guy, but he just looks like he's like a regular dude wearing like sweatpants and a t-shirt, just like some guy who's like, hey, it's my day off, I'm going to get some coffee real quick. Oh, I got a wrestling match. All right, hold on.
Almost very generic. Oh,
yeah, man.
That's a pun.
In walks Otis backstage, who he says, Sammy, I'm sorry. And and Sammy goes, oh, I know you're sorry, Otis. It's because you're a good guy. I know you're not going to take Gable's stuff for long, and you're going to eventually standing up for him. And it just seems like they're building this up, building it up. And I feel like they're going to swerve us on this one.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's where we're headed. Okay, so when's the Maxine Dupree match coming up? It's almost here.
Let's see. We have Becky, Liv, Judgment Day, New Day. It's up in a little bit, but
okay. Well, I'll save my comment for then.
All right. Oh yeah, no, I know exactly what you're going to say because they're going the exact route I thought they would be. So then we have where we got
Becky Lynch promo.
Becky Lynch promo. Becky says Liv is always taking cheap shots and she's scared to fight. Out comes Liv Morgan. She's confused why she's being called the bad guy. Because everything she says is true, and Liv is kind of the heel that says the truth, and everyone gets pissed at her for it.
Yeah.
And then Becky cut a promo about her book because I'm guessing it's not selling very well.
Well, she said it was #1 bestseller.
But that's of the books. Like let's be real here. Like that's New York Times bestseller today is not the same amount of books that were sold in 19.
No, you could sell 25 and be the #1 seller of the week. Yeah.
Or have a distribution deal with Spotify and you sold, yourself. I don't know how that really works, but Liv cuts it to her straight. Just basically saying how she was going to take that. I don't really write down what she said, but she's basically came out and said she's going to take the title from her at Judgment Day.
Yeah. Maybe the fans can't hear you because their head's so far up your ass. That's why they keep saying what.
That was kind of funny.
And she wrote that like 3 weeks ago. She couldn't wait to use that.
Becky tells Liv to put her money where her mouth is and challenges to come down and fight. Liv comes down and fakes her out, and it was what it was, Backstage, we have Judgment Day again. Priest says, he goes, I don't even recognize us anymore. We're not the same, man.
Come on, guys.
Cool. Remember Finn used to wear that cool mask. You don't wear that anymore. Remember when Rhea was here? That was cool.
She made us so cool.
Carlito, he's not very cool.
Hey, man, that's not cool.
Hey, man, am I cool? Am I cool?
Are we cool?
I do like Carlito now. He has a touch of humor to him.
He does, but I don't want to see him too involved.
Screw it. If Damian gets out, screw it. Put Carlito and Foley.
Sure. Okay, he's a sprinkle of flavor. Let's call it that.
Yeah. Let's see. We have New Day backstage. Xavier apparently gets cleared by the WWE doctors.
Yes.
And Kofi runs to tell Adam Pearce. That's when Karrion Kross comes in to tell him there's always more time to turn things around.
Same thing he told Kofi last week. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a feeling this is going to lead nowhere.
Me too, because they're not going to be New Testament.
No,
how is
because if the New Day joined the New Testament, which whatever, it would be cool. Like I said last week for Kofi, if it's both of them, fine, whatever. But you're gonna have 2 tag teams on the New Testament. No, I think what this is just leading down to is like they're gonna try to pretend like they're gonna want them in the group, and then AOP is gonna destroy them, and then we're gonna get a New Day versus AOP matchup.
Yeah. Or we'll get teases of New Day trying to join or may join, and then they'll get in between both Kofi and Xavier, right? Yeah. Well, Xavier said he's going to join. Well, Kofi said he's going to join. That type of stuff.
Yeah, it's weird seeing Karrion Kross. He really made a 180 with his hair. He used to be bald.
Dude, every week he gets something new. Like he has a super long facial hair this week.
He has super long facial hair. He's got the long back hair. This dude used to be bald. Like shaven with a razor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next up, we have Damage Control versus Katana Chance and Kaden Carter versus Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. So things break down pretty much almost immediately. While this is not a really good match by any means, Maxine does look better, a lot better. While also looking very, very heelish.
Mm-hmm.
Even being called out by the refs for looking like she was working as a heel in this match.
Yeah.
And
she got really, really aggressive at one point. And she was like, whoa.
Yeah, she had this look on her face like she was excited about it.
Kicking ass is pretty cool.
So, you saw that. There was a spot when Shayna does a Hurricane Rana onto I believe it was to somebody. Shayna does a Hurricane Rana onto Shayna Baszler. We have an alley-oop knockout blow to Maxine Dupree by Shayna and Zoe Stark, and Shayna gets the pin and the win. So we will be seeing Shayna and Zoe taking on Jade and Bianca Belair for those tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
Ludwig Kaiser backstage. He's being interviewed about Gunther and Jey Uso, but it quickly turns into a promo on Sheamus. He's just like, it's okay, I want to talk about Sheamus, and he does, and kind of rips to him.
It's a feud I'm not in a rush to watch.
No, not at all. I could do the house show circuit. You know what? Get it done on speed.
There you go. Perfect. That's what it's made for.
There we go. Drew McIntyre walks up and he's furious about not being booked tonight, although being in his full
gear.
Yeah. And then we cut to Chad Gable speaking with the Creed brothers again. Gable says to them, think about what I said.
I got your passport and everything ready.
And then he turns to Otis and he goes, there's my guy. There's my number one guy. And he goes, I told Sammy what I did. And Gable, he thinks this is a way for Otis to get under the skin.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He says, that's a good mover. Use your friendship as a way to get behind him. So Otis, like I said, then we have the main event. Jey Uso.
Before we get to that, let's talk about Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
Okay, but before we talk about that, did you see Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark talking with Sonya Deville in the background during the Otis interview? Otis Chad Gable thing. So they're dropping a whole bunch of Easter eggs. Okay, anyway, this is Alpha Academy. Maxine Dupree is going to enjoy being heel, is going to join Chad and go 100% full throttle. Chad, with or without the Intercontinental title, is going to go against Otis with Tozawa at his corner. So that's how you're going to get that. They're going to split, and that's how they're going to split. Chad's going to have his valet in Maxine. Otis is going to have his valet in Tozawa, which will last maybe 3 weeks. Tozawa back to NXT. Otis is going to float around as your big hefty jobber, and Chad will go on to bigger and better things with Maxine Dupree.
Well, I mean, the fans are behind Otis, but he's always kind of
Very
been
much so. Yeah.
he's always been that sympathetical character.
Yeah.
Like he's always been the guy like, hey, is he gonna get the hot chick? Or hey, he's being bullied. That shouldn't be happening, you know? So there is when you say it like that, I don't like the fact that Otis would just be kind of forgotten.
Me neither, but that's the way these things work.
I mean, if you're gonna build a stable though, and you're gonna build up Alpha Academy, you need a muscle.
And we saw who Chad.
And the Creed brothers aren't the muscle.
Oh, you don't think so?
No.
Oh, you want that one muscle guy.
You need the one muscle guy in the tag team. So the tag team with a muscle guy is fun, but he can't be the one muscle guy.
Yeah, but then you need that one guy that eats all the pins. Who's that?
I mean, you don't necessarily. You could have one of the tag guys eat some pins in single matchups.
Yeah.
But I do believe Maxine is going to go full heel with Chad Gable. She showed it in her match. She's showing it in her appearance. You know, she's cut her hair. She's wearing darker makeup.
She's letting the roots grow out.
Yeah, every time they let a woman go heel, they usually have darker makeup they use. So
okay, and think about this heel heat. Otis, I took your girl. She was yours. You brought her into the fold, and I took her from her, and I made her into who she is now.
Yeah,
you are who you were. Still,
if we eventually get the Intercontinental title on Otis because of that, I'm all for it.
We might. It's possible.
I personally think we're gonna get full heel Otis. You're gonna see like him not wanting to do something or Tozawa not wanting to do something, and then all of a sudden Otis is going to power slam Tozawa to hell.
That would be.
He's going to take him out, and everyone's going to go no, and then he's going to take out Sammy, and then Chad will win the Intercontinental title by any means necessary.
Yeah, they're one big happy family. I mean that sounds better than my thing.
Otis, Maxine, and then all of a sudden, and then Ivy Nile, she will fall to the wayside because she will be the one that they're going to be like, because she was supposed to be with the Creed brothers.
Yes, and
she'll fall to the wayside eventually because Maxine will be like, "Hey, I'm the one. You know, I'm better than you. I'm the one in Alpha."
I introduced you guys.
So, I think that's what we're going to see happen.
Yeah.
But you know, I've had most of my predictions proven wrong. So
yeah, well, I'm using my old school knowledge, and this is how tag teams get broken up. This is how stables get broken up. I'm just following the formula.
Yeah,
I like your way better.
There we go.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Gunther versus Jey Uso for the King of the Ring semifinals matchup. At first, I felt like Gunther was kind of holding back at the first couple minutes of the match, and then he just fucking laid into Jey Uso.
Dude, you see that?
I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
Wow.
He must have landed on something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, landed on a bar or the edge of the ring or something, but he had a huge welt under his pecs.
Yes.
Let's see. Gunther just going after the arm of Jey Uso. I do love how they both have a splash maneuver, and it's completely different. It's like the big baby Gunther splash versus the Uso splash, and it's like exactly the same but completely different.
Well, Gunther's looks more like a cannonball. Cannonball.
Yeah. Let's see. Samoan drop to Gunther from the top rope. Gunther begins repeatedly slapping the shit out of Jey Uso. Eventually, we get red bumps and red welts all over Jey. Spear and an Uso splash to Gunther, but the ref hesitated to get the 3 count. It wasn't really much of a hesitation though. The ref was like, "Oh, what? Oh, sorry, 1, 2." It wasn't like the ref was completely knocked out and he got the full 3 count.
We've seen worse.
I think it should have been better if he got the full 3 count.
Yeah.
So, eventually though, we have a modified sleeper to Jey Uso. I honestly think they were strapped for time because we have that modified sleeper. Jey taps out and they're like, "Okay, Monday Night Raw, thank you."
Yes. Goodbye. Good night. See you tomorrow.
And there was no McGeegee Dynasty on tonight. What the hell? Have you ever seen that show?
No.
Horrible. It's like this weird, like Southern family that has a farm, but then there's like this Ukrainian woman who is like the new wife of the dad. And apparently the dad like cheated on her though, and it's entertaining.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun as hell.
But anyways, Gunther moves to the King of the Ring finals.
Yes, he does.
Jey Uso falls to the wayside. Like I said, I think Jey Uso will be perfect for a Wyatt, or Wyatt family, Wyatt Six. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Storyline.
Yeah.
The Fireflies have seemingly chose him, so we got to go somewhere with it. And I think maybe next Monday Night Raw, he comes out, he has a match. I think all those lights go out, and we start seeing more people follow him because there was one thing that I saw online, and I think it might have just been some random person in the back. But as Jay was coming out to the ring, somebody poked their head out from behind the curtain, from the back, like from the gorilla position coming out. Somebody definitely poked their head out and was like looking out. And I thought it was Sister Abigail. I mean, it was super blurry picture.
Yeah.
What I saw, and it could have just been just some random person like, oh, let me grab that thing that was left right there.
From time to time that happens, but you know what they say, if it's on TV, it's a work.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with Jay going forward. But I don't think we're going to get Tama Tonga. I think we're getting Randy Orton and Gunther.
Gunther versus Tama Tonga does not make any sense at all, not even a little bit.
Imperium. I mean, if Imperium was still full and it was Imperium versus Bloodline, then okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can make that work.
But I have a feeling Randy Orton's going to defeat Tama Tonga next week.
Yeah, that has to be. It's your main event for the evening. There's no way you could put Tama Tonga in the main event 3 weeks into his. Oh
no, that's not the main event. Logan and Cody are the main event.
Oh, that's right. I thought that was going to curtain jerk. Sorry.
Oh yeah, okay. But yeah, no, it just also, who is feeding Tama Tonga after midnight? He sounds like Nicki Minaj, when she's like nine or make noise. I've heard her make it before.
Yeah.
Oh God. So King and Queen of the Ring. Let's go through the card. Only 5 matches announced, which seems pretty standard for WWE nowadays. Kicked off with who we're going to think happen. What matches we are going to think happen. So Gunther versus Randy Orton, King of the Ring finals. It's going to be the King General Gunther winning that match, putting the crown on.
I agree, 100%.
It's gonna be weird putting a crown on in the middle of Saudi Arabia. It's like, okay, I'm not pretending to be a king. I swear,
I'm a different kind of king. I'm a king of wrestling.
I'm fake. This is all fake.
Please
don't think I'm proposing or I'm trying to pretend to be a king.
Yeah.
Then we have Lyra Valkyria, who I think is going to be taking on Nia Jax. But if Nia Jax wins, we have 2 heel royalties. We have Nia Jax as the queen and Gunther as the king, unless they're going to rule together. You know what I mean?
I should have looked this up, and maybe I'll look it up before Saturday. But how many heels versus face kings of the rings mostly do we have in history? Yeah, I would say it's very heel heavy.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole king gimmick is like, I'm better than you. I'm pompous.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, like the few that have done it that's been okay, like the one that comes to mind is the most recent, Xavier Woods, who came off just kind of like doing cosplay,
Yeah.
And it worked for him because I think he actually does cosplay.
Yeah. And it was very comedic.
Exactly.
Entertaining. Yeah.
And he had Kofi as Hand of the King, which was like a Game of Thrones thing, which I think he even had the Hand of the King pendant on at the time.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So Lyra Valkyria versus Nia Jax. I want to see Lyra win because it would be kind of like signaling a new tide, a new turning of the tide in the women's division. You got these new up and coming women, unlike Kiana James, who was just walking around Raw asking if she could do something, and everyone's like, "No, sorry, Kiana." I'm gonna go Nia Jax on this.
Yeah, Nia's been doing a lot of favors for a lot of main talent lately, so she's due a big time victory, which I guess this is considered. So yeah, Nia.
Next up, Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan in a singles match for the Women's World Championship. I think it's time for Liv to take that title. I think Becky is the transitional champion, and I think she has no problem being that transitional champion that we needed between Rhea getting hurt and Liv Morgan. So I think Becky's going to win, or Becky's going to lose that title to Liv, especially with the help of Judgment Day 2.0.
Yeah.
Carlito, Finn, JD. So
I have a caveat.
Yeah.
The caveat is how long is Rhea out? If she's out longer, longer than sooner, then you drag this on a little bit longer and Liv doesn't win right away. If Rhea's going to come back sooner than later, then Liv takes it now.
I think the talk when she first left or when she first got hurt was SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So then
sounds good to me.
And
Yeah,
this
this
is
is a good
good
time.
timing to put the title on Liv, so that Rhea can come back and go, "What the hell happened to Judgment Day while I was gone?" And Liv was just like, "I took your stable, I took your title, I took everything you had."
Yes,
Rhea can come back as a face and just fucking kick everyone's ass.
I took your dom.
And then she's going to give a power bomb to Dominic Mysterio through a table, and the crowd is going to pop big time.
I really think that Dom is, playing possum, and he's the only person loyal to Rhea.
I think he's he's one of those guys. He'll go to either side. You know what I mean? I don't think he's loyal to anyone. He's just who's in charge right now. Okay,
he has been making a lot of friends lately.
So then we have Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed. Otis in the corner of Chad Gable. If we say what's going to happen, like I said earlier, Chad Gable walks away the champion. But I don't see. I mean, you could have 2 title changes in Saudi. Have Chad Gable and Liv both walk out champions. So I mean, like, I don't know. Having Sammy fight upwards again, having him be the underdog again, fight, trying to reclaim that title, I think would be a good story. Because where do you go with Sammy after this? Where do you go with Alpha Academy after this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they need a foil. Yeah.
I mean, it could be, the next night on Raw. I didn't win. I'm kicking everyone out of Alpha Academy except for you, Maxine. And here's the 2 new members, Yeah. So I'm going to say Chad Gable. What about you?
As we know, Saudi Arabia, there's only been maybe 2 or 3 title changes in its history. Sami Zayn is super hot in Saudi.
Yeah.
I say he keeps the title, and we have the exchange some other day. We're going to have huge teases, or maybe we even have decisions made on who's going to join Alpha Academy. Bronson Reed seems like a big player in this.
You think Bronson might join Alpha?
No, I don't think he's going to join. He just seems like extra. Just,
who knows? Maybe he's the one that can take the title and make this storyline kind of about Chad and Sammy, not about the Intercontinental title. And then Bronson can do something with the IC title somewhere else.
Sure. Yeah. But I'm just going to say it, just to be a little bit different. Let's use the formula that I came up with earlier. Sami Zayn wins. Alpha Academy implodes.
Okay. Then we have the main event of the night. Cody Rhodes only defending his Universal or his undisputed WWE title. They swerved us. They fucking swerved us.
I mean, did they?
They said title for. They were saying
they swerved us or course corrected. There's a difference. Swerving means they were intentional about it. Course corrected means they were like, whoops.
At the point of SmackDown, they were swerving us. Because throughout the night, they were saying for both titles, they even said it's going to be for the Universal or the WWE title and the United States title. Okay, and then all of a sudden, he's like, "Oh, I never said I would do this."
Yeah, but he did the week before. Yeah, so okay, they course corrected before SmackDown got started, and then they made it like they swerved us during SmackDown.
Yeah, they even said something about like the Tyson fight being next week. I was like, "It's not next week." Like,
what? Like, what are you? It's like 2 months from now.
Yeah.
Oh no! Wait, it's already the end of May. Holy shit! It's still 2 months. It's still 2 months.
It's like next month. Yeah. So I think Cody's gonna win.
Hands down. It's gonna be a show. We're gonna get every single person that shows up on Paul's podcast. No one's gonna come out for Cody. He's gonna defend the title against 50 people and come out victorious 10 tonight.
Let's continue on because AEW Double or Nothing is this weekend as well. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches.
Oh, it's gonna be 10 hours long. I can't wait.
Oh, it's gonna be a late podcast.
Yes, it is.
We kick it off with what Wikipedia is saying is going to be the first match of the night, with Roderick Strong defending his international championship against Will Ospreay. I don't know, man. I think there's no way Roderick Strong is walking away with that title, especially with the trajectory that Will Ospreay's been on.
Ospreay's a runaway train.
And I think that's a good title to put on Ospreay for a while, because he could hold it for a while, and he could even turn into the first like AEW double champion. You know, have that title and then go title for title against whoever the main champion is one day.
Sure. Yeah, I'm down.
What do you think about this match?
Yeah. Will Ospreay is the gem of the company. He's the guy that they're going to put all their chips on. So he's coming out of this, squeaky clean win.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. If he loses, it's completely like, why would he lose? You know, especially if they're
unless
the face of the company.
Unless like Adam Cole is back from injury and he gets involved somehow. Exactly. Right? No, just give him the title straight up.
Next up, Timeless Toni Storm defending her title with Luther and Mariah May in her corner against Serena Deeb. They've been and it's just weird because Tony's working as the heel. Deeb has been working as this weird baby face who, like, I feel like is being forced down my throat. Like, it's kind of Roman Reigns a la 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
It's just like, what are you doing? Look, Serena Deeb is a natural heel. Like, I'm sorry, Serena, you probably work as a face. You probably could do it if you really tried. And I'm sure, whatever. I'm not saying you're not. Anyways, she could probably be a good face. Right now, I just see her as a total heel. The fans want to like Toni Storm, but yet they're still booking her as the heel.
Yes. Well, I mean, Toni Storm has no choice but to keep this heel persona. You can't do this persona as a face because then it gets corny. Yeah. She has to be a heel. Yeah. She has to be your Stone Cold Steve Austin from the early years. I mean, that's a bad comparison. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean.
I don't see it like that at all.
No. It's a bad analogy, but Stone Cold earlier only worked because he was a heel. He didn't work. It wouldn't have worked if he was a face. If that makes any sense. Yeah. That's Toni Storm.
Yeah.
That being said, Toni Storm wins.
Yeah. I don't see Serena Deeb walking away with the women's title.
I really like the timeless thing going on. I'm a really big fan.
I showed you those pictures of that they posted of Ruby Soho's wedding.
Yes.
Toni Storm in a full black and white.
Dude, carrying it out of the ring is the best.
Yeah, it's great. Then we're gonna have Adam Copeland defending his title. He's like fucking Night of Champions at AEW against Malachi Black for the TNT Championship. I guess it would be house rules, and the house rule was barbed wire steel cage match. So, I mean, I don't know if it's weird because if Adam Copeland wins, he keeps his title. If he loses his title and has to join the house or bow to Malachi, which I think essentially means join the House of Black, was essentially like a knockoff Judgment Day. Well, I don't know. They're cooler than Judgment Day, they are essentially the same thing.
Well, they got started didn't Aleister Black have a similar thing in WWE?
No.
It's been so long that I don't remember.
Oh no, Edge did. Edge started Judgment Day.
Edge had the original Judgment Day. That was really weird.
And like Judgment Day is like the cool hardcore scene. Or sorry, God, what am I messing up? What's it? Malachi's
House of Black.
House of Black, sorry. House of Black is like the cool hardcore scene where Judgment Day is like the Avenged Sevenfold.
Punk pop.
Yeah. Well, not punk pop, but more of like mainstream hardcore metal.
Okay.
Like the guys who are actually playing in some like in some arenas, but
they're doing festivals.
Yeah, compared to House of Black, who are like still in the grungy, like 924 Gilman streets of the world.
Got you. Yeah.
But I mean, it seems like they're setting up for Adam Copeland to lose and join Malachi. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm gonna say because Malachi hasn't done a lot of jobs in recent years, and it's kind of been a topic of discussion. And Copeland's been champion for a minute. Hell, I don't know. No, screw it. Adam Copeland wins. Adam Copeland keeps that title.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you think?
Malachi Black is due for something. I mean, okay, he hasn't jobbed out, but he's been doing mostly tag matches. Who cares? This guy beat Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, no, you're right. we'll see. I mean, I would like to see a new TNT champion. I would like to see Malachi be more you worked into the main storylines. You know what I mean? Especially with
Yeah.
that title.
Mhm.
It seems like House of Blacks can be a little disjointed at times. I'm like, what is Julia Hart still a part of you guys or what?
Yeah. Well, this is the time to give it a reboot and make them a powerful faction.
Yeah.
And how you do that? Strap a title on Malachi.
Next up, John Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita, IWGP Championship Eliminator match. If Takeshita wins, he will receive a title shot at the IWGP Championship. I don't know, man. It seems like to me, it's like there's only one reason that stipulation's there, and it's for Moxley to lose.
Exactly. And let's talk about people who haven't jobbed out lately. I don't remember last time Moxley got pinned for the 3 count.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Especially since it's not for the title.
Mhm.
I know, New Japan doesn't like to do other title matches before other scheduled matches. Like if they have one scheduled in July, they don't want to do one next week because it's not believable.
Yeah, it ruins the believability. Yeah.
Like we don't believe it anyways. We just want to be entertained and distracted for half hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Takeshita wins that one for sure, earning a shot eventually.
Yeah. Oh, and the follow-up is going to be so much better in Japan.
Yes. Then we have Trent Beretta versus Orange Cassidy in the dreaded singles match. Possibly with a involvement from Don Callis.
Mhm.
So what do you think about this match, Jose?
This is a coin flip.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy losing does not damage him, especially with Callis being involved. Beretta needs it.
Beretta needs it. And, so Don Callis has been getting involved recently, kind of talking to Orange Cassidy, with Orange Cassidy seemingly like he's going to turn heel or join the Don Callis family. But I think this is all a swerve at the end of the day. I think, Don Callis is just trying to distract Orange Cassidy for Trent and possibly someone else in the family, maybe Kyle Fletcher to take him out, maybe Osprey. I know Powerhouse is out for a while. But maybe even Takeshita to take him out.
Yeah.
So I think and Trent, I think Trent's going to join the Don Callis family. So
okay, yeah, we both agree.
Next up, Chris Jericho defending his FTW championship against the FTW, probably Hook. It's probably going to be Hook because I guess Hook has to earn it from like a series of matches from this week. But it's just like, where does this go after this? Does Hook lose?
Yeah, this is one of the things that I'm not feeling out of AEW right now. Not because of Chris Jericho, but just because the FTW belt doesn't mean anything to me.
It doesn't mean, it's not even. It wasn't even supposed to be like a regular championship.
Yeah,
like it's not a contested title it's not recognized by AEW. So the fact that they're having this for the FTW champion, like, what if Hook wins? Then he's just the FTW champion again. Okay, great. What does that do for his career? He's back to where he started before this.
Yeah, I just want a bunch of shenanigans in this match.
Yeah,
hell break loose. So bring in some people I've never seen before. Somebody from New Japan, bring them in. Do something crazy.
Bring in Fallah Bahh. I don't care. Bring in just whoever.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, I don't know. I don't really care who wins because, like I said, if Jericho wins, it doesn't really matter. I think Jericho's going to win because there's no reason for Hook just to win the title back.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been like this long outdrawn battle for it. And if Hook does win it back, there's one thing he needs to do with it, and that's retire it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. I'm done with this FTW title. I understand it was a title from a bygone era. It's a title that represents so much for Extreme Wrestling. Essentially, it's their hardcore title. Okay, I get it. But I don't care. You have too many damn titles.
Yeah, it's meaningless here.
No.
If Taz isn't going to defend it, then I don't want to see it.
Yeah. No, exactly. So you have on this match, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 championships. 6 out of 9 matches are championship matches. So go ahead and take that in.
Yeah.
Next up, Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné for the title. Mercedes Moné is winning. I'm sorry that I don't believe Willow's going to win. I will not believe it. I want her to, but I believe they're just going to kill her push completely and essentially bury her after losing that title with Chris Statlander taking her out, Stokely turning on her. And yes, it's going to draw her a lot of sympathy, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like Mercedes.
I don't like her character. I don't like how she come across. I don't like her name. If you
Monet.
look at it on paper, it's supposed to be Monet, not money. She pronounces it money, Mercedes money. If you're gonna do that, then make your name Money Mercedes, like Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
That rolls off the tongue better. If you're gonna say Mercedes money, just change it to Monet.
Or
the whole thing is just
Money and Mercedes Veronado, or whatever her last name is.
Yeah, totally.
Real last name, girl. Come on.
And she comes off inauthentic, and she's going against one of the most authentic characters in AEW right now as we speak. Damn it. I really hope Willow wins. I really hope the higher ups see what's happening here and maybe pump the brakes a little bit. But chances
I think she's going to come out. Stokely's going to, they're going to have the match. She's going to hit the Dr. Bomb. Stokely's going to distract the ref. Chris Statlander's going to hit a pump kick to Willow. Mercedes going to pin Willow, win the title, and then they're all going to hug afterwards, and they're going to beat her up.
Wouldn't it be cool if Willow goes heel?
How? Just like if they all just beat the
if the way you described happens, except they do it to Mercedes.
I mean, that'd be cool. Like, how would that be heel though? I'd be cheering that Willow.
Yeah,
I would love it. In wrestling, I don't want to see someone get beat down.
No, yeah. I mean,
sure. Her, I'll say this: her work on Mandalorian, phenomenal.
I love it. Mm-hmm.
Love it. Her work on other stuff, great. And you know what? Huge Sasha Banks fan. I always love Sasha Banks. I just don't like this new character.
It's because they turned Sasha Banks to 25. And
I think they turned her down.
Really? No, you know what happened is they pushed her so far up the dial that she reverted.
It's like, do you remember on The Simpsons when they would have somebody went to Duff Gardens, they put on the beer goggles?
Uh-huh.
It's like looking at Sasha Banks with the beer goggles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like what? Like everything's all distorted and it looks different. And you're like, what the hell, man?
But it's the same and it sounds the same, but something's off. Yeah, something's off.
Everything's off. She's not working like she used to. And I think that's because Sasha or Mercedes needs some strict guidelines like WWE had. So I don't know. But I think she's gonna win, and I think Willow's gonna lose and be buried. So crap. I have no high hopes for this at all.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a good match, but I feel like anyways, I'm gonna move on before I just completely talk shit on her.
I mean, okay, just to be fair, they have worked together various times, so there's hope in a decent match.
And Mercedes got injured the last time.
I mean, she either injure or be injured is her motto.
Next up, the Elite, the team of Kazuchika Okada, Jack Perry, Matthew Jackson, and Nicholas Jackson take on the team AEW. That's Bryan Danielson, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood, and Darby Allin. I don't know. Is Darby Allin going to make it to Double or Nothing?
He will.
Apparently last week after the show, he's like, I might have a concussion.
I
got to get it checked out. And then there was a scene, I think it was on Collision this week, where Daniel Garcia came out for the save for like Dax and Cash Wheeler, which I know they have history, but I was like, I think I put Daniel Garcia in that match instead of if Darby gets hurt.
What?
Because Darby could get hurt either between now and Double or Nothing.
Dude, the way his luck is going, he could trip over a step at his house and break an ankle.
I feel like he'd be like, sorry, I took a weekend off and I was in North Korea skateboarding. And then I skated over a missile silo and then it shot me into the sun.
I'm okay.
I fell back down. Yeah, I'm fine. But every bone in my body's broken, but I could still go.
Yeah, I'd be fine.
Like fucking crazy. But I mean, I don't know. This is really a toss-up between the two because I see no reason for Team AEW to win. I only see for the Elite. I don't really get the crux of this match is Tony Khan being attacked. I don't get it. I don't get why we're doing this whole warfare of Team AEW versus the Elite.
Well, it's the classic theme of
Like, I know Kenny Omega was attacked. I understand how it was set up.
No, it's executives versus the workers, it's the executives versus the union. They're trying to be a union buster, and
They
the
should
union is
they should have a company basketball game instead then.
yeah, at the picnic.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a fun match. It's Anarchy in the Arena. Are they going to hold it at Allegiant Stadium then?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know because I don't think they would hold it at the place they're going to be at, MGM. I think. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the main. Oh, sorry. Who's going to win? I'm going to say the Elite because I don't see the reason for Team AEW to win.
Yeah, Team NWO. I mean, the Elite are going to win.
Yeah. Next up, Swerve Strickland defending his AEW World Championship against Christian Cage. He has Kill Switch. I forgot about Kill Switch. Luchasaurus, Nick Wayne, and Mother Wayne in his corner. But I don't see a reason for Christian to win this. This is just to hold everything over until I don't know, until Ospreay comes back, until Ospreay's ready to take that title, until MJF comes back. I don't know what the direction for Swerve is because it seems like they were building him up as champion. Everyone wanted him to be champion. Mm-hmm. And now that he is champion, he's just kind of like there,
Yeah. I know what you mean. It feels like he's, I don't want to blame him for anything because it's not his fault, but like the position they put him in, when he's cutting his promos, they're not coming off as I don't know what he's fighting for.
Right. Yeah. And like he's apparently like he could be getting turned on by Nana soon, Prince Nana. And I don't want to see that.
No, that's the fans' favorite part of the whole spiel.
Yeah, nobody will want to dance anymore. Yeah, because it was Nana's part. And so like having anything happen like that. So like for anything that's not just a straight up Swerve wins is going to be weird. If Swerve gets screwed out of the title and Christian wins the title, that's like, what? Christian's the AEW champion now? Yeah. Which I get, he was Tony Khan's favorite wrestler back in the day, and he's gonna, he sees him as world championship material. I still don't, even though he was a world champion in WWE.
Yeah,
I don't. Sorry.
He has like 3 vertebrae he's working with. I don't see him working a world heavyweight championship string of title defenses. So yeah, Swerve has to win, but you guys give me reason. I know it's going to be a good match.
I want to see Swerve win definitively.
Yeah.
Even beating him with the help of Kill Switch and Nick Wayne and Mother Wayne. And then all of a sudden Christian says eventually, like, you know what, guys, like, I need to step away for a second. Have Christian step away for a second, right? Mm-hmm. Then you're going to do Adam Copeland stuff with Malachi. Eventually he's going to fight out of that. He's going to break out. He's going to break away from the House of Black and be like, I'm not the guy you say I am. I'm a good guy. And then all of a sudden there's nobody to back him up. And Christian comes out and we have Adam Copeland and Christian Cage standing tall
back
in
again.
AEW. Yeah. Back together again.
I'm all for that.
Everyone will get 5 seconds of flash photography,
Mm-hmm.
30 seconds.
That's how you bring over some leftover fans that don't know what to watch nowadays. Okay, I'll watch, AEW. They're back together.
There you go. Well, that I think about does it here for us today.
I'm exhausted. I don't know how I'm gonna feel this weekend.
It's just started.
Yeah.
Anyways, for City Wrestling Radio, I am Corey Smith.
I am tired as hell.
And we'll see you next time. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.